And good morning. Welcome to Hot Seats. Listen, I'm joined today by a legend, Jerry Bohnen, OKEnergyToday.com, Murrah winner, Oklahoma Hall of Fame. Looked up to you forever. It's really good to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you again in person for once.
That's great. That's great. So we do an energy video podcast each week, but I had you today because the governor made a big mention about energy issues in his state at the state. So let's just start with the state of the state. Your thoughts about where the governor put energy in priority to all the other aspects.
Well, it wasn't too far into the speech, maybe, what, 4 or 5 minutes?
Right.
And he basically, he was promoting Oklahoma as an economic center and then stressed the need to invite or perhaps build more on Oklahoma City and Tulsa as energy leaders across the country, and hopes to gain and attract more energy firms into the state. I was surprised by it because typically in his State of the State addresses, he doesn't focus on energy a lot. But this was surprising to me.
I think so.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to some national topics that impact Oklahoma. Most recently, we all know that natural gas has been something that fueled even over to Eastern Europe when Putin invaded Ukraine. The president has put a lid on LNG exports. That impacts Oklahoma. Your thoughts about how that LNG capping impacts the state?
Well, he stirred up a hornet's nest on this one, especially with the energy states. So most of our congressional delegation went up in arms immediately because it's a freeze on the permits for 17 major LNG projects, which we ship overseas. We've become a main supplier, especially in Russia when they've invaded Ukraine. And so Europe, was at odds with Russia over this. And so Russia, they couldn't consequently get a lot of the Russian natural gas. So we've been supplying them. We've been keeping them warm during these winters over the past 2 years. And so Biden and the Energy Secretary, Jennifer Granholm, they're standing by their decision.
There's all of this federal money that came from the Biden bill of 3 years ago for energy transmission. And there's a titanic struggle that the media is sleeping on, apparently, present company excluded, dealing with a couple of weird-sounding acronyms, ROFR and PBR. And there are negotiations going on behind the scene. Virtually nobody, except you, are writing about this right now. Tell us what this is all about.
Boy, this is going to be, a sleeper turning into quite a firestorm, I believe, in the legislature this year. So ROFR, right of first refusal. The utilities want it. And then other groups, like the Oklahoma Industrial Electricity Consumers
Big
Group.
consumers,
Yeah,
right?
They're big consumers. And they are against this because they contend that if you give the ROFR ability to your utilities, when it comes to major transmission line projects, they do not have to obtain competitive bidding for those projects. And the utilities maintain, it'll be cheaper in the longer run. And we would also perhaps not have to come back every couple of years to get rate hikes, but we'll do it quickly over a year review by the Corporation Commission. Then the other aspect of that is the performance-based rate making, which is just another very similar situation. So PBR and ROFR are going to be two big issues that are quietly being handled right now by the legislators as they meet privately and maybe secretly with some of the utilities to discuss how can we make this happen? How can we get it through the legislature? If you recall last year, ROFR, a bill was introduced and then it was quietly withdrawn. And so it could be brought up again this year. So we believe there will be huge sums of money coming from these utilities to the legislators to make this happen. It's going to be a big dogfight in the legislature.
Well, if you want to bear scrutiny and read about scrutiny, all you have to do is go to OKEnergyToday.com. Jerry's newsletter is every day. By the way, you can sign up for this if you go to OKEnergyToday.com and you get the newsletter. By the way, do you sell my email?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not. And it's a free subscription, and the newsletter arrives early every morning, Monday through Friday.
All right, if you want to be in the know, Jerry Bohnen, that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. Thanks for being with us
You're
today.
welcome.
And thanks for watching Hot Seat. See this again at news9.com and news16.com, and follow me at Mitchell Talks.